Ottaway, Broder, and Alan. Hello.
Hello. Hello. How's it going?
Awesome. Thanks for coming in, guys.
Thanks for having us, man.
This is like as soon as you walked in, I was like, yeah, this is good. Like, I got to do this more. Like every time guys with guitars walk in this room, it's a good thing. It's always a good thing. And you're not strangers to the station, right? At least two of you have been here before.
Yeah.
Been on the morning after show a couple times.
Right, with Oswaldo. Okay. So Gary has not been here before, but let's start with you, Gary. Actually, because you're quite an established songwriter yourself. Are you Vancouver based for a long period of time?
Yeah, about 17 years. Yeah.
17 years. Wow. And the story of how you guys met, you sort of alluded to it a little bit when I met you at the club. But can you tell the listeners how it all came out?
Well, we sort of hanging out last summer. We were just all playing the same bar, Sharky's in Kitsilano. And just all became really good friends. And then I was playing bass for another guy, Rob Hill. And these guys had a couple shows booked, and they said, "Wow, come play bass for us." And I said, "I'm not a bassist." And they said, "If you play bass for us, we'll play bass for you." And then a band was born. Right like that. So yeah, it's been about 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been fun.
Wow.
We've made an album and everything right away. It's just like, man.
That's extraordinary.
It's been fun.
Have you? Is this like a new experience for you? Have you collaborated much, or have you mostly been singer-songwriter?
I've been more of the singer-songwriter thing, yeah. But
yeah.
I mean, I find it more fun to be playing with other people. It's like being part of like a really cute gang.
Yeah, yeah. That's it. And honestly, when I saw you guys at the pub, that's what I thought. Fun. Like you guys were having fun, and that's great.
Because some other friends of ours came as well, and they said the same thing, that it just looks like we're having like the most fun of anyone in the bar. And we always kill it no matter. Sometimes we play gigs to like 15 people, or play gigs to like or less. I was just pumping it up.
It's happened.
Yeah, and gigs to like 100 people. But
yeah.
Either way, I mean, we get up and we kill it every time.
Yeah, that's definitely the right attitude. I had a great time seeing you guys.
Yeah, we enjoyed seeing you as well.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, I met the boys at the Princeton pub, and it is, yeah. Let's get straight into a track if you don't mind, and then we'll have a chat to the other guys as well, so people know exactly what we're talking about here. This is Ottaway, Broder, and Alan.
Shouldn't have told me the grass isn't greener. Imagine what could be stuck in between the east and the west, and lies in the passion. This is only what you wanted to do. Oh, na. Exactly what you wanted to be. Oh na na, oh na na, exactly what you wanted. Exactly what you wanted. A sense of adventure, the set of a lion you wrote down in scripture. I'm just out of reach. the East and the West Coast, things that you love most. And this is only what you want it to be. Oh, na na na, exactly what you want it to be. Oh, na na na, exactly what you want. Exactly what you want. Go! Na na na, exactly what you wanted to be. Go. Oh, na 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 na, exactly what you wanted to be.
And yes, that was live music you heard. Ottaway, Broder, and Alan are our special guests today. They're a three-piece collection of three songwriters, which is fantastic. And you can feel it in the room. You can feel three songwriters in the room. It's different. Okay, I do remember that song from the gig at the pub. What was it called?
East and West.
East and West. Awesome. How many actual songs have you written since you got together 6 months ago?
Well, we wrote them all before we got together.
Yeah, with the album, because the album happened so fast, because we already had a bunch of songs that we were already performing.
Oh,
that
right.
We liked, so it was a matter of the collaboration of the music to try and get these songs down and have it enjoyable and still have the essence of what was going on.
Oh, I gotcha. Cool. And just brings a whole different energy that you couldn't have predicted or premeditated. Yeah.
It's kind of like taking your songs and then putting them in a totally different light, different perspective.
Yeah.
And then making them louder.
Yeah.
And like on drums, we had Alan Hepner, who I sort of met in the same way, as just at other clubs and everything. We had played together a couple times, so I liked his feel. I liked that he could play solid rock drums, and then we had him come in the studio and He killed the tracks. He did it in 2 hours, 3 hours.
Yeah. Where did you record here in the city?
Soundwave Studios, Missouri.
Right.
With John Dean.
Okay. Yeah. And that. So we're talking about the debut album of Ottaway, Broder, Alan, which is out officially on the 18th.
Yeah.
On Bandcamp. And the physical CDs are on their way, and that'll be followed by a release date, TBA, and we'll keep you posted on the show. So we had a quick chat to Gary when we first got here, and now AJ and Jake, so you are long-term friends from East...
Babies, yeah.
from how old?
From out East, yeah. We don't remember. It's been that long.
Wow. So, wow, and you're basically born to play music together, I can tell that. I remember when we were chatting online before our show, I think Jake, you said you were talking to Dusty, who put the show on, and said, "Oh, I've crossed the country dozens of times." What can you tell us your background? Like, where exactly did you come from, and how did you come here, and that kind of thing?
I started. I was born and raised in Ajax, Ontario, and then from there, that's like I said, where I kind of grown up with AJ, and then all my family's still back home in Ajax. And at 18, I drove to Edmonton. Edmonton's cold.
Yeah, I've lived there. I know.
Yeah, so I had driven to Edmonton, which was great. A lot of experience, a lot of learning. The drive, I would still always put out to anybody. We've got such a beautiful country out here, and the people that you meet, and how every major city, every small city in the midst just has their own feel, their own little community, and it was fantastic. So drove back here, and then flights in the process. I came out here the first time when I was, so it was probably 3 years ago, 4 years ago, with AJ. And then I'd gone back to Ontario for 9 months. Now I'm back here, and it's absolutely phenomenal here.
Yeah.
It's a whole other beast here in the West.
Oh yeah, it is this. If anyone's listening in Australia, this is Australia's different in the sense it doesn't have as many variable climates and just distinct cultures. Canada truly is like different countries. Different provinces feel like different countries. Like.
Well, I think that's what inspired a lot of the AJ's lyrics for East and West. If you want to touch on that at all.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I wrote that when I first moved out here, and it's kind of like opportunity is yours if you want it. You know, you can do the things you want to do, and it's that coming together of East and West, and like the line even in the first verse there, East and the West and the lies and the passion. That's even just about East and West end of Vancouver.
Ah, okay, nice. Or it could be East-West country, yeah, either or. Ah, it's brilliant. Well, it is a fantastic song and great way to start the show. Are you guys ready for another one? Or?
Yeah.
All right, well, this is live music in the studio. Ottaway, Broder, Alan, 3-piece for us, and take it away, guys.
This one's number 1 on the album coming out. It's called My Brother.
Time will come, it will be alright. If I was to die, my brother, pages alive, light up wildfire, static to vibe, you'll miss her. And I know what you really are, and I know where you really been. If you're afraid, then you're losing your place. Come on, fight through the night, my brother. Yeah. My brother, no, why don't you just come home, my brother? Why don't you just come home? Yeah. They say, no, they'll take it away. They're flooding the gates to nowhere. And you're the child that grew up for miles. Come on, reach for the sky, my brother. And I know what you really are, and I know where you're going. If you're afraid, then you're losing your place. Come on, fight through the night, my brother. My brother, no, why don't you just come home, my brother? Why don't you just come home, yeah. Oh, why don't you just come home, my brother? Just come home. Why don't you just come home? Yeah. Awesome. Another
passionately played an excellently written song here in the studio. This is Stranded, the Australian Canadian music and talk show, and you are listening to Ottaway, Broder, Alan, who are our special guests today. So what was the name of the song again, AJ?
That's called My Brother.
My Brother. And is that about a literal brother of yours?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. Well, thank you. Passing beverages.
Passing beverages?
I have a little brother who has a rare blood disorder, and so he's been getting blood transfusions since he was born, and being away from him, is tough sometimes. So I wrote the song when I was in Cuba with my family last year, and it's a pretty catchy riff, and I really liked it. It kind of has a Matthew Good kind of feel to it, and threw down those lyrics just to express that feeling. But I try to write my songs that they're general enough that people can have their own meanings to it, right?
Yeah.
I'm expressing something within myself, but leave it open-ended enough so that other people can experience that same feeling in their own way.
Yeah, that's right.
I sang with them for months, having no idea what it was about. I sing it I have other images in my head, like my best friend Chris or whatever. And so then when you told me that, it's quite a touching story.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, and it adds extra power to it, definitely. Yeah. Well, thanks so much, guys. And you mentioned just before there, AJ, like you said, Matthew Good there, and the next thing I was going to ask you guys is about influences. Given that you are from Eastern Canada, can you fill us in on maybe some artists from those parts who you grew up loving or sought to emulate when you first wrote songs? And I say this because since I've been here, I've been inundated so much with West Coast music, which is a wonderful thing, but to all intents and purposes, the East almost doesn't exist to me just because well, besides them,
we're influenced pretty much entirely Norwegian death metal.
I knew it.
No, they're actually very diverse. We come from different backgrounds.
Honest to God, like, all the bands I grew up listening to is all the British rock bands, like Queen, Bowie, Beatles, Led Zeppelin, Black Sabbath, all that kind of stuff. As far as Ontario bands, but yeah, the Tragically Hip are good. And I saw them at a party once in Kingston. I was like 18 before they made it big.
Whoa.
And honest to God, I thought to myself, these guys will never make it.
These guys are going no.
Dead wrong. So I was dead wrong on that. But
wow.
I love them now very, very much. But yeah. Honest to God, I'm personally influenced by many Canadian bands. It's all the British bands I love.
Yeah.
Or all the Seattle bands.
Yeah.
Alice in Chains, Pearl Jam.
I can hear Alice in Chains in you guys.
We get that.
Yeah, which is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like
we do nutshell sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Well, one thing back home, especially around Toronto area, is that the indie scene out there is pretty damn good. Like, I just saw a band called Chiodos, and they're from Michigan, I think. And he even said, like, you guys are lucky to have as many good hard rockin' bands that you do. And it's true. Like, Boys Night Out was a band that I really liked growing up. You may not have heard of them. They were kind of like hardcore at first, but then they went to more of a pop punk kind of feel, but still very, like, they did a rock opera CD.
Whoa.
Just phenomenal. So I remember playing a lot when I was younger too, but we do have a lot of talent. I was just back home 2 weeks ago, saw a local band, and the music was just excellent. I kind of had this feel of Coheed and Cambria, kind of something with an acoustic, just rocking though.
Yeah.
So we're pretty fortunate.
Totally. And I'm curious too, like in times past, your other recording projects, have you been operating in different styles? Like I know you do acoustically well. Have you played in punk bands or various styles? Like what
I used to be in a hardcore band.
Yeah.
Yeah, like a post-hardcore band.
Yeah.
I was doing all the screaming and a little bit of singing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
pretty heavy stuff.
Last recordings I did were like completely like just very almost like classical melodic
Acoustic stuff.
And the song of mine that we do on the album, I did a version of the band like completely like mellow, like really laid back.
Yeah.
And I said the version of here to the producer that did that, and he's like, he didn't recognize it for like the first time.
Huh. Yeah.
It sounds like Kiss.
Yeah. That's the magic of songwriting.
It's all about the attack.
Yeah.
You take the same chord progressions, but just go at it a different way.
Yeah. Totally.
And Jake and I last year worked on some, like a home demo CD. So we were kind of restrained by the lack of equipment, but I've added a few things now. That was called Promethean. It had 10 tunes on there.
Yeah, there was a lot of hard work, even in something like that. That you know, between the two of us and AJ sitting there spending hours, you know, not just like fine tuning his work with his production, but again, just trying to get it right with its right bare bones. You know, that was one of the neat things going into the studio for decades. Rain Liberty Rock was just, it's beautiful. You know, like it's this huge, massive studio. He's great to us.
Very nice guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, at least to say, you know, give AJ 5 years, and you know, we'll just be going over to AJ's for the next album. You know?
Well, and yeah, I'm just curious about the album title. Actually, Decades, Rain, Liberty, Rock. It's got a cool classic feel to it.
You should see
It
the
sounds
cover.
like the title of a greatest hits album.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Well, in a way, it is,
In
Gary.
a way, it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the cover of it, your guy's friend Marley did the cover for it. It looks like a Queen album. Very
Yeah.
regal
It does.
cover. It does.
We had gone with the idea to
Have a crest.
have a crest. Yeah.
Oh.
You'll notice it's got 3 guitars
A griffin.
as opposed to like
Yeah, that's three.
And a lion.
It's got like an old English, maybe it's
Yeah.
influenced old English from the
when they sent it to me,
The
I was like,
1200s.
you gotta be kidding me! It looks like the cover of like Queen and then the Opera.
It does.
My favorite album. The first album I ever bought when I was a kid with my own money. I was like, how would this woman know that I love that?
So there goes the decades part of it.
Okay. And I mean, it could be a tattoo. That could be a tattoo.
Yeah, well, we're gonna
Plus
put it on
it'll
a
look,
shirt.
yeah, it'll look
Yeah.
badass on a t-shirt.
Yeah. Well, exciting stuff. This is Ottaway, Broder, Alan in the studio. This is CiTR Radio, and they've brought their acoustic instruments down. How about another track?
Sure.
Yeah. So yeah, these are versatile guys. We're seeing guitars being swapped right here live. We have Gary, who was playing bass, and let's see what's happening. He's handing his bass to AJ, and Jake is picking up AJ's guitar. So now we have Gary and Jake on acoustic, and listeners are going to hear another live track.
We play musical instruments. Oh, no,
I mean,
Like
musical
Yeah,
chairs, but
Yeah.
we swap in.
Yeah,
Ready?
Okay, so here we go.
This is for a girl I used to know. Not a word was said. She ran to the unknown. And my time of life, my time to feel. but you won't. Oh no, you are so far from here. And I was lies, and yet was her I found. Yeah, we shared so many wars. Ha ha! I missed it somehow. I'm on time alive. It'll be my time to feel. But you won't.
So we've got some pretty expert swapping of instruments in the studio because two of the guys have been here before, so that's a good thing.
I catch on quick.
You do.
Quick learner.
You are. That was Gary who just spoke, and he was Gary who just sang the last song, and is called...
And played lead.
And played lead, he did. That song is called Here. Is there anything you wanted to say about the song, Gary?
Yeah, I wrote it for a woman I knew 24 years ago. My only true love in life. She broke my heart. Yeah, whatever. Like, you know, it didn't work out.
Yeah.
But just first woman I was ever really in love with, I guess. Yeah.
And
all the tunes I write are about that one woman. Yeah, I don't know where she is now, really.
I have heard this, that this is a real possibility that you can. I've heard this. Other songwriters have said the similar thing. That pain, that emotion you can hold.
One thing I last summer I wrote, learned the song by U2. I forget which one it is. All I Want Is You, actually, yeah. And I looked up online, and it's like described as a torch song, like when you're holding a torch for someone that you love that went away. And I realized that's all I sing about, is that one woman.
Yeah. This is
a torch singer.
Yeah, I wonder if just before you guys walked in, I was playing Leonard Cohen, and I wonder if he's he sings a lot about love and heartbreak, and you know. And are you a Leonard Cohen fan?
I love Leonard Cohen. I sing Hallelujah.
Oh, really?
It's hard to hit that high note.
Yeah.
Warm up process.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's essential. And now myself, writing songs, and I actually relate to what you're saying. Yeah, I've written songs after being heartbroken, and I'm like, I guess if you're going to do that, you've got to listen to the expert, the man who started it, Leonard Cohen.
Where do you find a lot of your inspiration, like recently in your songwriting?
Well, I guess real life things. Like, I mean, the one I'm most proud of is when I visited family last summer in North Dakota and tracked down our family farm and discovered that it's trashed and people no longer live there, and it looks like it's been taken over by a methamphetamine operation. This is for real. Like, and that was. So I wrote this song that I felt genuinely heartbroken about, the loss of family heritage and home and all that kind of stuff. And, you know.
Oh yeah, that was orchestrated for sure.
Yeah, like the blues. This is writing the blues song. So I guess, you know.